Hey, we're finally live.
Yay! Ding, 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 ding.
Welcome to the tavern, fellow patriots. Jack and Dennis, we are your humble hosts, and we thank you for listening. Please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I gotta lower my phone.
That's right.
Jack didn't remind me.
Oh,
It's all Jack's fault.
So today I'm going to talk about politicians and political parties in general. And Jack's going to talk about some current affairs and the big announcement by Trump last night.
Yeah, this is Wednesday. It's not live. So you'll see it tomorrow, which is Thursday. Trump announced yesterday, which was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday.
Yes, sir. So, as all you know, Democrats kept control of the Senate like we expected, they expected. They may pick up another seat in Georgia. I feel Walker isn't the best candidate for office, but we'll see. One thing I hope, though, is that the Republicans learned a valuable lesson from this election. That they don't have to run candidates who at one time were professional athletes or even doctors that have a reality TV show. Go after people that love this country. They will be our best candidates. We don't really have a true independent politician in office today. We have a few that caucus with the Democrats, but no true independent decision makers. That's a problem for our country. This two-party system, which is Democrats versus Republicans, I don't feel we can ever have a choice anymore.
Yeah, swamp versus swamp.
Yep. Vote for this person or vote for that person. But even then, it doesn't matter because no true independent thinkers. Politicians vote 99% along party lines. Where does that get us?
Where we are today.
We don't get to move forward on a road path to success. We're stuck in the same rut year after year. Both parties, I don't know if you read them, but they have terrible platforms that they run on. It's the same platform every year. It's a bunch of nonsense over and over. The only people that lose in these midterm elections and these every 4-year elections in state, county, and local is us. We the people. Do you really think Mitch McConnell cares that the Republican Party is not in the majority? He's still getting the same paycheck. And yet average working families struggle paycheck to paycheck.
He gets paid more because he's the minority leader.
Well, hopefully it won't be.
He's going to be.
Well, let me ask you this. What has the Republican Party done to help middle and lower class working Americans get decent paying wages? They talk about it every year. Nothing has been achieved. Elect us and things will get better.
Yeah, they didn't get elected this year, but we got a great road path for 2024. It's always that bait and switch.
Yeah. What has the Democratic Party done to raise wages for their constituents and struggling families? They could have passed legislation over the last 2 years. They refused to. But they said they were going to raise it. Your wages. They haven't. They have control of the presidency, the Senate, and Congress. House of Representatives. They tell us they want $15 an hour for minimum wage. So why has nothing been passed if they've had the majority? They could have got this done, but no movement on legislation for increasing wages because they know their backers will have them slaughtered.
And even that, though, the Republicans did have the House for 2 years, both houses, when Trump was, and he had to do executive orders to cut taxes and raise wages and lower unemployment.
I believe we the people haven't done any better since Reagan was our president. Every elected president since then has not delivered for the American people. Trump came close. He had a lot of good policies. The only thing is he didn't know how to go about doing it because he wasn't a politician. It's both the Republican and Democrat presidential administrations. They have failed this country in more ways I can count. Let's just look at the last 2 years. Murder, violent, non-violent crimes, out of control immigration, inflation, a dead economy with prices we've never seen before. We're very close to a nuclear war with Russia and China. This world is a dangerous place because of the politicians we have elected to office repeatedly. So my question is, why do we keep believing these political tyrants when we all know they fail us daily? We already know that both parties have run this country into the ground, but we keep giving them chance after chance. So how many chances are we going to give these people? When have we given them too many? I think we've given them too many. And we the people, are we the people that dumb and stupid? That's what politicians think we are.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Well, we keep electing them back.
I mean, they've been in there since the 80s.
When we keep electing the same people into office every 2 to 4 years on a silver platter, they believe they can do whatever they want to you, to me, to Jack, to Junior, to Margaret, anybody. We just keep reelecting them, so we must be dumb and stupid. Or maybe we're just a little blindsided, brainwashed by them when they say, this is the way. Follow us, this is the way. Bullshit. It's got to end.
Maybe they don't know. If you started reading the Constitution, you realize where we're at.
What is it going to take for people in this country to pull our heads out of our asses and say no more? Because it's pretty bad right now.
36 pages. Read 36 pages, and it'll lead you to many, many more history facts.
Or maybe you don't care.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
You don't care about being taken advantage of, with both parties slowly taking away our rights and freedoms. Both parties came after our Second Amendment rights over the summer. They're trying to take away our right to free speech. They closed down churches during COVID, taking away our right to worship. Mom and pop businesses have closed because of their lack of leadership. But you keep on believing that these two parties are the answer to our problems, when they have shown us they're terrible with everything they touch.
Yeah.
Everything they touch.
To give up some freedoms for some security, you deserve neither freedoms nor security.
That's right.
Benjamin Franklin.
How much longer are we the people going to put up with these incompetent congressional members who have failed this country? An elected politician's responsibility is to unify this country so every American, no matter what race, religion, or beliefs, so we can enjoy the rights and freedoms guaranteed under the United States Constitution. Our tyrants only create division, for they fear a unified people. What can we do as average working people to get united? After Jack goes over his current affairs, we'll tell you about our plan to unify all the people of the United States of America. Stay tuned.
All right, so I have a few things. So first off, they're still counting votes. How's that possible? How's that possible? How is it that...
Well, maybe the Pony Express wasn't running that day.
Yeah, they're still counting votes in this day and age. There's only one reason for counting votes this many days.
Cheating.
Right. You're not done getting your candidate in. And like we said last week, a candidate means nothing. It's the mechanism that pushes the button for them. Yep, I vote for that. Yep, I vote for that. Yep, this is the way it should go. So, I think we should look over this for the next year and ask some questions. And one of the questions is, why is it taking so long? And the easy answer is they're cheating. Okay. If they're cheating, how are they cheating? You understand? There's a process to cheating then. If your answer is they're cheating, how? How are they cheating? Do you know? You don't know because you don't read the Constitution. So how does it get done? Well, the states say where you can go vote and how you can vote and what day to vote. Well, not really what day. The federal government tells you what day. All right? But your state legislators set all the other rules. So if you're in a state that's taking this long to count, why? Why are they? What's the purpose of it? Number one. Number two, who's responsible? Who's responsible for this law that's allowing this to go on for this long of a period of time? So if it's your state politics, You think you should start getting involved in state politics? Maybe. So that these elections can stop defecting. I mean, literally, we went last week. Florida's polls were closed at 7, 9:30, everything was counted. By 10 o'clock, victory speeches, drop the mic, I gotta go to work. Done. No later than 10 o'clock at night. That's the way it used to be. That's the way it was when I grew up. That's the way it was all the way up to 2000. Then it changed. So, if the states are responsible for this, what did the federal government do to our state governments to make them do this? Because it's an easy fix. Florida did it. Just go like this. Ding dong. What'd you guys do? Oh, okay. We're going to do that now. Very simple. Or you don't even have to go to Florida. All you got to do is go back 3 elections and say, what's different here than here? Well, we got to go back to this. This is the way it's supposed to be done. Election day. All right? When did it start? When did this see? America has a bad memory, short-term memory problem.
Politicians know that.
And yeah, so when did this start? The election of 2020 is when it started. The election of 2020, before 2000, there was a problem in 2000 with Florida, and we all knew what the reason was. It was the hanging tag. And they fixed it. We knew what the problem was. Didn't happen again. Didn't happen in 2002 with the midterm, 2004, 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016. Didn't happen. Again, stayed up late, watched the West Coast because they're 3 hours behind, woke up the next day, knew what everything was going on. Do our leaders know how to get America to return to getting the election completed in one day? Here's the thing. We obviously know that the federal government politicians don't want it because there's fugaziness going on. So what about the state leaders? Why are they getting led around the nose?
They're just as bad as the federal leaders.
You know, what are they doing? Why are they doing? They're a mockery. These states, we should be outraged with these states that are doing this.
Even Delaware stopped ballot harvesting.
Yeah, well, they didn't have to. they got. You know, I mean, Pennsylvania was about to do the harvesting, and you know, they did do it. I'm sorry, but it wasn't to the extent it was in 2020. But Arizona was still counting up to a couple of days ago. Nevada, I mean, these states are ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, Georgia's taking a long time, but they knew that night. Nobody reached 50%. That's their threshold. That's their state law. That's fine. If you understand the reason why it's happening and why it's happening, okay, then that's it. Okay, this is what they do. This is what they've always been doing. So maybe start thinking about this, folks. Write some notes down. Ask yourself some questions. Look into it. I don't understand why you're not curious to why your country's oppressing you. I don't get it. Another thing we had here recently, missile strike in Poland killed 2 civilians. They don't know whose missile was as of this morning. Rumor was that it was a defensive missile shot off. First off, they're both Russian missiles because Ukraine has Russian missiles. So it looks like it was a defensive missile that landed over there off. That's what they're saying.
Most people woke up this morning and saw that. Thought, oh shit, World War III's right around the corner.
Right. Should I call in sick?
Yep.
So, okay, if it was Ukraine, my question then is, you know, because the idiot in the White House said it was Ukraine, and right away he says something, I'm thinking, does he know where Ukraine is?
He doesn't even know where the White House is.
No, I mean, he doesn't know how to get off a stage unless his wife drags him by his hand. You know, I mean, he's talking about problems in the Middle East, talking about Syria, when it was supposed to be Lebanon.
Well, he couldn't say Syria. He couldn't say Lebanon.
Yeah. Well, you know, so my thought is, if it was a Ukrainian defensive missile, Why didn't President Zelensky call immediately and apologize? I'm sorry. First off, the UN should be doing something like making a no-fly zone on the western coast of Ukraine. So none of these NATO countries that are over there are going to be affected. There's no more mistakes. No fly zone. You fly down, you get shot. Done. You're in the ground. You're dead. You think the UN will do that? I haven't heard yet. That would be the cure-all. No fly zone through these areas. Unanimous? Good. Bang. Done.
Didn't Biden commit another $37 billion in the funds for Ukraine today?
Did he? I know he put in $30 billion to what the country's in, and one of those Asian countries.
Slovakia.
No, he put in for clean energy so they can get out of coals. $30 billion of our dollars so that this foreign country can get off of coal.
I did read that. I forgot where it was.
Yeah, it's something like $120 million to one of these African countries to do the same thing. Here's one more thing for my current events that kind of hit me today. So illegal immigrants were sent to Chicago. It's 38 of them on the bus. 38. 38 arrived to a mass of press and political, unbelievable crowds. There was more press and politicians at that bus
than there at the border.
Than there were immigrants there. Thousands a day coming through the southern borders without a peep from the press or any politician, unless they're a politician on a border state, which now, thanks to Arizona, their governor is going to start taking those other walls down, and their Senator Kelly is still going to vote 99% with Biden not to do anything. So now you have New Mexico's open, Arizona's going to be open, Texas is going to be the only one closed, California wants to open it up. But you see the press when they go to New York, when they go to Martha's Vineyard, when they go to Washington, D.C., now when they go to Chicago. It's a big mess, and it's handfuls. I mean, they think New York is getting the most, and, they're a couple of hundred a week. Thousands coming across the day. Hundreds of thousands in a month. Millions over the last year. Nothing. But they're all over Chicago. So, here's where we are, folks. And what did we do for this midterm to change it around? Arizona got a Democratic governor. They kept the Democrat senators. They took a week and a half to count the tallies up. New Mexico's blew all the way. The only one standing in the way now is Texas, and he's finally, 2 years ago, me and Dennis told him, it's right in your state constitution. You can claim invasion and mobilize your army, put up walls. You can do whatever you want until the federal government gets there. He's just deciding to do that now.
We're not going to get there, so you can do the wall all you want.
So,
yeah, we can't only blame this on, the illegal immigrants on the federal government, because we know they're terrible. But each state has a right to protect themselves under the Constitution. And in this case, Texas failed the first 2 years of this problem. They have failed their constituents miserably.
And Arizona, he was building a wall. It wasn't much, but he had what he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he ran out of time. Now they elected this Democrat, who was in charge, state secretary of the state election. She didn't accuse herself. So she's elected to that. It takes a week and a half to figure out who's going to be the new governor and the new senator. And she's sitting there twiddling her thumbs. Listen, Arizona, excellent job. You got yourself a governor that can't run state elections. Now you voted her in as the executive of she's the CEO of your state, and she can't get one day every 2 years right. Can't do it. But now she's going to operate every day. Genius. You people are geniuses. Remind me, if I ever go to Arizona, don't drink the water. There's got to be something in the water over there.
It's the Kool-Aid.
Michigan. I mean, Michigan's their whole state legislature, both sides of the House and the governor are now this crazy maniac that they elected her again.
Whitmer.
I mean, wow, really? So now your whole state, the upper house and the lower house and your governor, maniacs. Good job. But at least you kept it there. Although I think their senators are Democrat too, and their representatives. So that's what I got with just a small little sample of just went on Monday and Tuesday. This is these are the things that are happening, and we had an opportunity not to stop it, but maybe slow it down a little bit. Just too stupid to do it. We got Fetterman instead.
I can't even talk. Now he's not even taking questions.
We got Kelly over there in Arizona instead. We got the other guy from Nevada instead. Ron Johnson won. AOC just said Ron Johnson won because he ran against a black man who was racist. Shouldn't count. The squad, by the way, just came out with a 42-point list that they want Biden to sign off on and bypass Congress. 42 more executive orders that favor their socialist, anti-American. They shouldn't even be in office because they can't take the oath. And
AOC's taking a lot of heat in New York right now for not helping other candidates out because they lost a lot of congressional seats in New York.
they should stop crying. It'll be all over. According to her, Americans aren't capitalists because they don't have billions of dollars. They don't know what capitalism is. But I tell you what, she was right. I would say 90% of the Americans don't know what capitalism is or socialism. Maybe we should do a show on that. Maybe we'll do a show on capitalism, socialism, communism, fascism. We'll do it on all of those things. Might as well get you used to what you're going to be in for, because the way we vote.
Keep voting like this?
Man. Pretty soon you won't have to vote, folks. You're going to have your Tuesdays off. God forbid you go exhaust yourself and go down there and vote. Look into something. Do a little homework. Do a little research. See if Fetterman can put two words together and make a sentence. Anything. I doubt it.
Oh, I doubt it too. So we, the people of America, know one thing, and that's we're getting further behind every day thanks to this two-party system of control. Black Americans, Asian Americans, white Americans, Hispanic Americans, male and female alike. We're all frustrated and annoyed with these political tyrants. We need to stand up and become a force to be reckoned with. We cannot bow our heads down in disgrace any longer. The more time we put off reclaiming our country, the less time we have to rebuild it. Make it in this country where everyone prospers. Not just certain people of society like Zuckerberg and Gates and Soros and the 1%ers. Okay, but everyone.
The true minorities.
That's right. Every one of us must become hawks in this country. In a country that's full of political asses and elephants. There's tons of them. The devil himself is here, and he's trying to tear down the United States. We have lost faith in our Almighty God, and we must stop the devil from winning. We need to be a country of patriots that helps restore faith in America. One thing we don't have at this time is that we must unite everyone in the next 2 years under a new banner with a new name in politics, a new game. We must form a coalition of patriots that want to run for office. That time has come. The time is right now. There are many political parties out there that are trying to gain traction, yet not one has officially made the grade.
We're going to make the grade.
We're going to make the grade. However, most of them are spin-offs of the Republican and Democratic parties who must abide by their rules. How the hell does that make a difference in politics? Just a bunch of pissed off people that became sick and tired of their parties who are working within their party to elect their party candidates. The old way of conducting politics is over. The old guard must step aside and hand the reins over to a new alliance, a new party that looks at politics differently. A party that's by the people, for the people. No matter what color we are, where we live, how much we make, what we do, because it's time we all come together and unite against tyranny. You know what? Our Constitution isn't perfect. We all know that. However, it's better than any Constitution out there in the world. Just look around. They're killing people in Iran for protesting. Death sentence. We don't have that here.
Yeah.
You know? The problem now here today is that politicians have lost sight of the fact. That is why patriots must reel the line back in, casting and recast it out to find new candidates for office and stand united with we the people, not with political parties. So we're calling all the patriots to help us form that coalition to retake America from these tyrants we have, and a new breed of talented people, patriots, to lead this country forward. People who believe in God and restoring faith in our community. People who love our country because of the opportunity it presents. And a plan is created where no one is left behind. We're going to call our coalition the Independent Constitutional Party. Listen to our show in 2 weeks and we'll get more into the nuts and bolts of what we'd like to happen to unite all of us and create a unified party. We're not going to be here next week because it's Thanksgiving week. Jack, close up and tell us about Trump. And we'll be able to close up after that.
Yep. So Trump announced his run for presidency.
Did anyone think he wasn't gonna?
Yeah, well, what do you think of that? What are our predictions?
My predictions is he's gonna tear apart the Republican Party.
Okay.
You hear what he's making it? You hear his new slogan? MAGAGA.
MAGAGA?
Yeah, MAGAGA. Make America great and prosperous again, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, in 2016, I knew he was going to win because billionaires, they just think differently than most people. They don't think like we do. They have a very different way of thinking, and that's why they become billionaires. And I think most of the time the reason is it's always glass half full. They're very optimistic. And they don't do anything unless they know they're going to win. They know they're going to win. And I knew Trump was going to win, and I knew he was serious about it when he said he was going to spend his own money in the primary. Because that's number two. First thing, they ain't going to do anything unless they're going to succeed and be completely successful in it. Number two, they definitely ain't going to spend their own money, on anything that's not going to work out right.
That's right.
So we knew that. So to see how serious he is about this election now, and that it's not just, he's mad because somebody pissed on his Cheerios 4 years ago. We'll see if he's going to pay for his own primary again. If he does, maybe he's a little bit more.
I've already heard like 10 people are planning on running for president.
Well, I'll tell you right here, this is what's going to happen. So the Democrats are already screaming, the moron Democrats, not the think tanks that they have there that are running D.C. right now that know how to take care of themselves. The idiots like The View and those other morons. That Merrick Garland should drop his indictment on him and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, and, meanwhile, Hunter Biden, either he has an indictment on him already and they're just not putting it on him, or they're just waiting for the grand jury to expire, like we said. So, I know there's a lot of people out there that are just really beside themselves about Trump running for president. There's an issue that you have here, though. Number one, the minute he's in office, he's a lame duck president. He's got 4 years and that's it. And everybody knows they can wait him out. Everybody knows that the Republican Party don't favor him and the Democrats hate him. So again, both parties can just sit there like this and just wait for 4 years.
And just say we're working on it, we're working on it, we're working on it.
Here's some more rope and just keep letting him hang himself. But I don't think that's the Republicans' problem. The Republicans, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but they have a strong bench. They have a very, very strong bench. It's very deep. They got guys like DeSantis. They got the lady in South Dakota. What's her name? Kristi Noem. They got layers and layers and layers of really strong bench players.
Got Nikki Haley.
They got they got the senator from Georgia, Cotton.
Tom Cotton.
These are strong Republican candidates. But I can tell you right now, their bench is going to stay on the sidelines. And why would they not stay on the sidelines? Why would they go through a primary through Trump? Trump's going to kill them. I mean, you saw what happened with the 17 of them. That's his home run swing. You're going to come at him, you're dead. So why? So they're thinking, I'm going to be here. I'm young. My day's going to come. Why hit myself down here? I'm just going to stay on the sideline. So
I stay on the sideline too. See, I might start building up my war chest now.
Right. So if the Democrats are smart, they won't drop anything on Trump. Nothing. Do nothing. And I think the earliest that they should do anything to him, the very earliest, is 8 months into the election. 8 months before the 2024 election. And why? Because all the other strong bench are sitting on the sideline. Now you drop this on Trump. He's damaged. He's done. You don't have any strong Republicans that can. It's too late. They can't get into the race with 8 months left. And I would do it even closer to 6 months. Just give them no time. Just boom. Here it is. Here's everything. We're dropping everything on this man. All right? You got all his paperwork from his house, January 6th stuff. You have mountains of stuff that you could just lay on this guy, and the entire strong Republican Party is on vacation, watching it on the news because they're not getting involved in it. So they get scrubs.
If you're hated by your own party,
so now what happens?
nothing will get passed.
Now it doesn't matter who the Democratic Party has as the presidential nominee. They're getting elected. You got a candidate that's up to his eyeballs in court, in federal court, all over the country, everywhere. He can't campaign. He's in trial. So this idiot, whoever the Democrats decide to pick, it doesn't matter. They can pick Mary Poppins. It doesn't matter. They're going to get in there. And what's going to happen with that such a close time frame to the election? The Democrat candidate is just going to sail in to the White House. And you want to know what's going to happen to the down ballot? Nobody's going to trust the Republican Party, and they're going to lose both houses again. That's what's going to happen with Trump right here, if the Democrats are smart. They're going to hold on. They're going to keep their powder dry. No strong candidate's going to go against Trump. You'd have to be a maniac. Mm-hmm. It's going to be all lie-lowing fruit that just want to go in there, just people that just know that there's good money in campaigning. I get to keep all this money after 10 years. I'm going to run for president. They're not going to be able to step in. They're not going to get because now your best guy, he won the primary. He's all the way through it. And now he's in court. You can see the commercials already. What party are you going for? This party? All in gray, black and white, storms, raining. These guys going into court. These other guys supporting them. Or these guys, us, the Democrats, sunshine, birds are flying, butterflies are fluttering.
All to get your vote.
That's what's going to happen with Trump's presidency right here. That's my prediction.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I think they're going to attack him in the next 2 years to make everything come out.
I think they're going to take him to court. Once they have a candidate and the primaries are done, then they're going to say, pull the trap door. We got you. And the Republicans are done.
I'd like to see DeSantis get into the race.
I don't know if he's going to.
He's not. I don't think he's going.
Why would he? There's the next one. He's just going to cruise along in Florida, do a spectacular job, find his running mate, and, by then, if what I say happens, there may not be a Republican Party anymore.
I think Trump is going to split the Republican Party so much that Democrats are going to stay in power for several years to come.
Personally, I don't think he's going to finish the campaign. I think he's going to get it. And then the Democrats are going to drop it. And there's going to be a Democratic.
There's going to be anarchy.
There's going to be a Democratic nominee that's going to go walk into the White House because the other side is indicted on a grand jury.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. We'll see how it plays out.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's if I was a Democrat, and I'd be like, put your powder away, boys. This day's gonna come.
Yeah.
Just let them keep going out there. Let them rail. Let them rail. Let them rail. Let them rail. And we're just gonna keep passing stuff, paying off the news, paying off social media. Get our word out. George Soros is gonna be throwing his money all over the place. He's only got about a week and a half left to live. And
Probably dead already. We just don't know it.
yeah, we don't know it. Yeah, because you never see him up and walking. You always see him in a picture. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at George.
It's like Biden.
Weekend at him and Biden are best friends.
Weekend at Biden. So we want to wish everybody a great Thanksgiving. Family and friends, nothing better than spending time with family.
Oh, I got one more thing to say. I'm sorry.
Around the holidays, don't forget to check on your neighbors, for they also need a little cheer. Go ahead.
The American adult needs to start educating themselves on what this government's supposed to be doing for the American people. And even more important, how they're supposed to do it. All right? We have a government that you can participate in every 2 years, but you can study and talk about it every day.
Yeah.
So come on, people. You have 2 years. Educate yourself. It's 36 pages.
That's all it is. We hope you are ready to get involved with us and our grassroots coalition to help make America get on the right path. We are so far off right now. So each and every one of us can achieve our dreams. We always tell you to do your own research. Don't believe news media outlets. They just mislead us with misinformation and straight up lies, just like our politicians do. And always remember that knowledge is power. Enjoy your holiday. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening.
Happy Thanksgiving. Good job.
Do you want me to push this out?
In a minute.